Then we pump those profits back into the profit cycle to generate even more profits. And I know what you're going to say. Profits? Yes, Stan. You're soaking in them.
Hey everybody, how's it going? This is your boy ExtrmWill, and this is my tech channel. We're going to do another Salad AI video and cover kind of what it's been doing. I did a bunch of work on this in the last couple of days. I have 30 machines now. I put them in a little bit better order in the garage. I've updated almost all of the NVIDIA drivers. About half of them are on the new 1.7.1, which looks like it's out now, even though they announced it was out yesterday. It took them about 24 hours or so to actually roll it out after they announced it was out. Don't really know what was up with that, but it made things kind of interesting. Let's see, I rearranged a bunch of stuff in the garage. So if we start taking a look at the earnings, they look like last 24 hours I made $29.32, which is up probably considerably if we look at the last 7 days. Okay, it's still going to say today's not done yet. Yesterday it looks like it was $27.60 according to this right now. The day before that was $25. The day before that was $24. The day before that was $21.50. $23.35 and then $29.30. So still not quite at the $30 mark, but definitely looking like it'll get there. Earlier today, before I started doing my updating, I was up to, at the peak today, it hit about 44 cents for the 15-minute block, which you can kind of estimate out to be, if it would have done that for the entire day, it would have been at $44. I think everything is definitely starting to go in the right direction here, and I think Salad waited to do the update until they thought they were going to have work and things looked like it was going to work better. But I expect the next several days to see this number go up substantially. I think some of the changes I've made, hopefully Salad runs better now on this new version. I think they did a bunch of things to help make it run better and work better, so we'll see. Hopefully one of these days we'll get back to them actually reporting to us how much money we're actually making on the machines and what machines are in jobs. Because right now it is still kind of difficult. But yeah, if we go back to just looking at what we made for the 24 hours today, my lowest point today was at one point it was like 13 or 14 cents for the 15-minute block. This is definitely something up with... No, that's not something up with Salad. That is something up with me. That's me messing it up. I went in the garage and I filmed something out there for like 15 seconds. And I unplugged the fan, and I forgot to plug the fan back in. That's what that is. That's me. That's 100% me right there. So I forgot to plug the fan back in, and then I went back into the server closet, and it was 125 degrees in the server closet because I forgot to plug the fan back in. It's probably 85 degrees in there right now, maybe 90. I didn't actually check it before I came in here, but it is going to be substantially lower. Within minutes of plugging the fan in, temperature dropped way back down. So I was filming in there, I unplugged it, but I don't know why I wasn't thinking about the fact that I was filming in there because what I filmed was so short. I guess I just didn't think about it, but yeah, that's me. Yeah, so then everything in there started to overheat, and it didn't like it, and I had some internet issues for a couple of minutes, but it didn't take very long for it to pick back up again. I said we wound up getting up to the peak earlier of about 44 cents, so that's pretty good. I feel pretty confident about what it's going to look like tomorrow. Let's see. We looked at the 7 days already. If we look at the last 30 days, it's been a little rough here for a while, but there were some good times back here. I'm expecting to be getting back into this $40 to $45 range. Hopefully this week. We will see if Salad has the workload, but I'm feeling pretty confident. I think a lot of the stuff I've done, reloading Windows on a bunch of machines that didn't seem like they were working right, updating NVIDIA drivers, rearranging just stuff on my end. I don't feel like there's anything more I could have done. If we get this, I now have 30 machines. So I also cleaned this up. So all of the 4090s now have 128 gigabytes of memory, and my three 4090s are all on the 20-core CPUs. I have one 3090 in my 16 gigabyte Threadripper, and then I put the two 4070 Ti's right next to each other then followed by the 4070. These are all the BC PC combo kits, 12 core combo kits. And then I put my 4 Zotac 3090s all next to each other. There's a gap in here because I was just moving stuff around and just like whatever. I decided to just leave the gap. And then I have the 3080, and then I put the 3 4060 Ti's right next to each other, 3070 and 3060 on the 12 core. Let me turn this volume way down just in case it keeps beeping at us this whole time. And then we have the 12 core, which is inside. I didn't touch any of the rest of this stuff, but we still have all the same stuff in the back here. 4 8 cores, 5 6 cores, and 3 4 core PCs. So I'm at 20. I think this would look a lot cleaner and neater. Should be able to see stuff a little bit better. So if we go into this, this is the first machine. This is a 20 core running at 128 gigabytes, RTX 4090. Come on over. Yeah, let's see everything. So it's the 4090. Right now, this one is, it looks like it is currently running a 10-cent job. It was running real good. You can get back to yesterday. Where was it running real good? It was running real good, and then it had stopped for a couple of minutes. So I tried to put version 1. I forced version 1.7.1 on here, and then it seemed like it was having a hard time picking up a real job. It gave me some weird error. So then I put version 1.7.0 back on here. And then earlier today, I put version 1.7.1 back on it again. So kind of played around with it a little bit. Hoping it'll pick up a job, tonight or tomorrow. We will see. If I go to the next one here, this is another 20 cores, 128 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 4090. This one was running $4.56 job, and then when it stopped, I put it on version 1.7.1. I will put this code here for the Windows PowerShell command. I'll put this down below in the notes. Copy it right now. Oh, no, maybe I won't copy it right now. So I'll copy that down below in the notes if you need that particular command for PowerShell to see what it's running. And once you put the code into PowerShell, all you need to do is you press the up arrow, and it'll show you every code you've ever typed into PowerShell, so you can easily get back to them. So you can see that to check what you're doing. I probably should cover that on this a little bit better. That because they have it turned off it's still not turned back on in here yet because it's not working correctly. So to bypass that, we're going through PowerShell and running the command code to see what its estimate earnings are. They turned it off because it's not working, so this isn't necessarily 100% working right, but it's the best way of looking at this we have for right now until they fix everything and make it better. Alright, so let's go to machine 3. This is it's my third 4090, so machine 3. 20 cores, 128 gigabytes of memory, RTX 4090. This one I put on version 1.7.1 yesterday, and it gave me an error saying that I needed to update to version 1.7.0, but because it was in a job, I was like, I'm just going to let it run. It was still able to pick up jobs and run, even though it was giving me an error, which I thought was weird. But because it picked up a job and was running a job, I've let it run a job. So this one I actually installed 1.7.1 a day earlier on, and it looks like it's running. It's running $2.52. So this is I want to say this should be the low priority job for the 4090, but I did see a 4090 pick up $1.30 job the other day. So I don't know, Salad's doing some weird stuff, but this should be the low priority. This should be the lowest amount that one of these should be able to pick a job up at. But I did see one at $1.30, so weird stuff can still happen. So let's go to the next machine. This is my AMD Threadripper 1950X, 64 gigabytes of memory, RTX 3090. I can say with a lot of these too, I switched a lot of the memory up because I pulled it out of a lot of the machines in the back end. So a lot of the machines now don't have a lot of my 3090s. I think I may have just pulled it out of the 3090s. I don't remember which ones right offhand. But to take all of the 4090s up to 128, I took a bunch of the ones that were at 96 and brought them down to 64. So it would have been probably 3 of them. Something like that. So I did change quite a lot of stuff up. I spent a lot of time in the garage putzing around with everything. So anyways, this one is 16-core Threadripper, 64 gigabytes of memory, RTX 3090. This one looks like it's still on version 1.7.0 because it's in a job. It's doing $3.46, so I will wait for the job to end and then I'll update it. I don't believe they said anywhere this update was mandatory yet, so I'm sure you have, a couple of days or at least a week or two probably to switch it over unless they come out and tell us it's mandatory, which I haven't heard from them yet. So I think you're fine to wait until the jobs are done. So I'll just keep checking everything, in the morning and at night as much as I can to update stuff as I can. So let's go to the next one. This is the beginning of my 12-core BC/PC.com combo kits. So this is 12 cores, still has 96 gigabytes of memory. That's nice. RTX 4070 Ti. That's too far. That's good. 4070 Ti. So this one looks like it is. Is that currently in a job? I believe this is currently in a job, doing $2.62. So this should be updated to the newest version right now. This should be on 1.7.1 because I don't have any notifications here to update. So it should be 1.7.1. Already picking up a job. The $2.62. I want to say, I'm not sure right offhand for this card if that's the low priority or the medium priority, but it's in a job and making money, so I am happy about that. Let's go to the next one. This is 12 cores, 96 gigabytes, RTX 4070 Ti. This one looks like it was running a job until about 2 hours ago, and then it stopped. So this one I would have updated, but I don't imagine it's picked up a job yet since getting updated to the new version. Let's go to the next one. 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 4070. So this is one of the ones I'm pretty sure I took RAM out of, because this thing is just never running ever. So why am I going to waste the RAM on it? I got an idea what I may try to do with this one. We'll see. But I got some thoughts on what I may do, because if this isn't going to run on Salad, they just don't seem to have demand for the 4070s. It just seems to be a bad card for Salad. So I don't know. We'll see though. Maybe with the new update, it'll have an easier time finding work. So we'll see how bored I get and how much I want to do. But it's fully updated and just not doing anything. So let's go to the next machine. 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3090. This one looks like it is doing $5.43. So that is a high priority job. I think that's actually paying a little more than the high priority. So that is really, really nice. And you can tell from looking over here, it's not using many resources at all. It's using 2% of the CPU, 17% of the memory, and 8% of the GPU. So this is using almost no electricity at all and paying me a ton of money. So that is a premium job, if you ask me. Got to be happy when you get one of those. I'd imagine this will probably run heavy for a while if it's that much, but at current it's just not running that heavy. It's one of the things I like a lot about Salad is, they're paying you no matter what the customer is doing. If the customer is paying to use your stuff, if the customer is running a labor-intensive program or not running a labor-intensive program, as long as they're paying you to use it, they're paying you to use it. So sometimes you can get really lucky like that. Sometimes you get unlucky where you get a job where it's, $1.30 and your machine's running maxed out, and then that's obnoxious. So let's go to the next one. Let's see. It's on the GPU, so it means I probably just updated the driver on this one. So this is another 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3090. This is doing $2.62, so this should be the... I think the low is actually $1. Is that like the $1.60 that it did for a long time? I thought the low was $1.60, so this should be the medium. But I've seen them do like a $1.50-ish job. This $2.60, $3.40, $4.20, and then the other one is the one like almost $5. So I don't know. I guess these can get all over the place, but it's making a decent-ish amount for this card, so I gotta say I think that's good at $2.62. So let's go to the next one. This is the 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3090, so the same thing, $2.62. Let's go to the next one, 12 cores. This one still has the 96 gigabytes of memory in it, so that's good. RTX 3090. This one looks like it is... should still be current. Let's see here. Is that current? Or is that done? That is it's still current. It's doing $2.62. So that's pretty decent. Let's go to the next one here. This is 12 cores, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3080. This one is not currently running at all, but so I would have just updated this one to the new version because it's not active in a job. You can see, looks like, was it yesterday, earlier today, it was running a job earlier, so winds up in good timing. Looks like, yeah, it was running a job. Is this the same job? Yeah, it's the same job. It was running earlier today. So it was running a job earlier, but now when the update came out, it was free to be updated, so it is updated. I'm waiting to pick up a new one. So next one, this one should be active in a job, so looks like it still needs to be updated. This should be on 1.7.0, so this is a 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 4060 Ti, so this should be the first of 3 of these. This one looks like it's reporting really funny, which I think is one of the reasons they have the reporting turned off in the GUI, because they're having problems and issues with this. It looks like it's making $2.62, which I believe is what it's doing. Yeah, because it's active in a job, I'm not going to update it. I am curious to see, though, if on the machines when they get updated, if you're still seeing this weird like glitch in the system where it's for, you know, a 100th of a second. No. 10,000ths of a second? 10,000th of a second? Because that should be a tenth. Should be a hundredth. That's a thousandth of a second. So yeah, it's only for thousandth of a second. It's reporting 0.1 cents. But it's if I look at the actual paying on the sale thing and break it down by rig, it'll show me it's actually making the $2.62. So once this job is done, it'll get updated. But we will wait for it to get done. This next one, 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 4070 Ti. This one looks like it was doing a 10-cent job, and I'm sure I just stopped that 10-cent job to update it because I said I don't care about the 10-cent jobs as much anymore. Like, I'd rather make sure the update gets done because I'm sick of dealing with issues with things not being properly updated and getting errors from it not being updated. So I probably just stopped in the middle of the 10-cent job because I just don't care that much anymore. Too much monitoring, especially like with knowing the update was supposed to come and then waiting for the update to come and then checking back every couple of hours to see if the update's come yet. All right, let's go to the next one. So this is 12 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 4060 Ti. This one, so it looks like it's been running in a job constantly. So I can't imagine that I updated it. I don't know why it's not telling me it needs to be updated. Did I update it in a very small window and I just didn't notice? Maybe I did. Maybe I updated it on accident, or maybe it still needs it. I'm not sure. I don't know why it's not giving the error, because it looks like it's been running constantly. And it's making $2.62. So I imagine this one still needs the update. We will see. If it pops up again and tells me it needs the update, then I'll update it when it's not in job. But it is currently running, so I will take the money and be happy. So let's go to the next one. This is 12 cores, 32 gigabytes, RTX 3070. Obviously, I'd like to have 64 in here just because it's a 12 core. But I think because I was moving all the memory around, I was more concerned with making sure my 4090s were better. Because this is just a 3070 anyways. Like this, I mean, I'm going to be lucky if this does the $1.30. All it's likely to pick up are the $1.30 jobs. I don't think I'm ever going to see any of the 3070s run like the $2.40 job or the $3.50 job. I mean, there is a chance somebody might pay for the premium on that, but I doubt it. I think 32 gigabytes is plenty for, this is an 8 gigabyte card, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, for these 8 gigabyte cards, I think the 32 gigabytes of system memory is plenty for these. It's not going to pull anything real big anyways, so I will eventually start upgrading the memory on everything, but I got other stuff that's got to take higher priority. I need better PDUs that can read the power, so I'll have to do all of, well, I need probably 2 of those first before I start buying memory. And then I think once I get all the memory done, then I may look at buying better GPUs. Or I don't know if I'm going to build full rigs. I don't know if I'm just going to start buying some better GPUs to put into some of these, and then put rigs and put cards off to the side, and then look at buying rigs. We'll figure it out when we get there. That's a long ways off. I'm trying to grow above this. This 30, this was the goal for a while, and right now with profitability not looking super amazing, if I was making, the $50 a day like I should be, or probably closer to the $100 a day like I really should be, growing and expanding would be in the forefront of my mind. But if I should be making, honestly, $50 on the low end or $100 on the high end, and I'm making $20 to $30, I'm not going to pour money into this if it doesn't look like the project can really handle it. But we will work on growing and expanding eventually. So, I mean, I just grew. I just added one more machine in, so up to 30. So, this is Intel 12 core. Oh, I thought this one still had 64. Oh. You know what? I don't think one of these sticks of RAM is reading. I am going to have to go out there and check this machine. There is 64 in this machine. I wonder if that second stick of RAM isn't seated correctly. I'm going to have to check that. Let's see. Let's make a note here somewhere so I can remember to check that. Let's go down here in my notes. This is... What is this? BC top 5. Check RAM. Yeah, that second stick of RAM must not be seated correctly. There's 64 in here. There's 2 sticks. Because the 3060, I have seen these get the bigger jobs. I have seen these run like the $2.40 and the $4. So I do want to make sure, it's not common at all. It's definitely really, really rare. But I have seen the 3060s pick up the bigger jobs, the 3060 12 gigabytes, because I think the customers do realize, like, hey, that card is a value and a steal. Like, because it has so much VRAM, and what you need is the VRAM to do all of this. Like, the 3060, I'm pretty sure the 3060 it's probably just a hair slower than the 3080 is. But it should be much faster than the 3070 and 3070 Ti and 3060 Ti are. So, yeah, I do need to double check the RAM on that. Because this one, it has 64 in it. But it is currently doing $1.30, so that's good. When that job ends, it'll get updated. The Chrome Remote Desktop, I can only have 20 open at a time. So I'm going to change some of this up a little bit. Started putting that one into the next set just because when I was trying to do this earlier, I opened everything up when I realized that I forgot to turn the fan back on. I opened everything up to start checking because I was going to film this video earlier today, and then I realized that it crashed out all of my Chrome remote desktops on me, and I was like, what's going on here? I was able to check like to like the third one, and then I realized everything in the garage was overheating because I forgot to turn the fan back on. I like getting in my own way. Let's see. So none of these are properly up to date then. So let's see. This is a Ryzen 9 5900X 12 core 64 gigabytes RTX 3070 Ti. I do want to check this one on Warthog. So you can be looking for that video to come. I'm going to do it when I feel like I have time. So if this is still not running the job later tonight, I might run this on Warthog tonight. We will see. Currently it's not doing anything, so it should be fully up to date. So I don't have anything in here. So this next one, this is an i7, 32 gigabytes, RTX 3060 Ti. This one looks like it's currently not active in a job because I don't have any notifications down here. I want to assume I updated this one already because it was idle. If you go to do this, and if you're running a lot less machines, it's a lot easier to pay attention to which ones are updated and which ones aren't. If you have a machine right now that's idle and you want to update it and you don't have the notification here to do it, all I do is bring this up and go Salad AI download. You know, for me it doesn't necessarily, this isn't really logged into me, so it doesn't necessarily know, but Salad AI, when you look that up, I mean, you could even, if you put a D in there, then they'll probably be the first one. So you can come in here, download Salad, because that's what I want to do. And then this right here, this will give you 1.7.1. You can see it right there. 1.7.1. Now you can't see it when I pull the mouse off, but it says 1.7.1. So you can just grab it off their webpage if it's not in there and you want to do it. I'm pretty sure this one is updated, though, because I don't have the notification. And with 30 machines, it is hard to mentally track every single machine when you've so much just stuff going on with it. So I just rearranged everything too, or well, I rearranged a lot of the other stuff out in the garage. I'm going to try to get a video coming too, because I have 30 machines, of what's going on out in the garage, some of the different update stuff I did out there. This garage is cool. So Intel i7 8 core 64 gigabytes RTX 3060. This one looks like it is... Looks like it just did a system check. Or did we run this? Yeah. So this one was running. Looks like it just did a system check. So that job just ended within the last couple of minutes. But it was doing, you can see it was doing $1.96 for a while. Because this has the 64 gigabytes of memory, it was able to get paid the more for the more memory. If there was only the 32 in here, I don't think this could have made more than that $1.30. So being able to have at least 40 gigabytes of memory is really nice, because you can get paid that little bit extra when those jobs are available. And I want to get paid that more, and I want to, you know, that's what I want. So upgrading all the memory can be really good. It doesn't guarantee anything, because you can see it still was making the $1.30 earlier with the 32 gigabytes, but it can make the more, and making more is what you want. But RAM's expensive, so, you know, upgrade it where you can. So the next one, i7 8 core 64 gigabytes RTX 3070. This one looks like it is currently not doing anything, so hopefully it is actually updated as well. Not saying anything there. Well, now it's still showing me stuff there. Not showing me them there. So let's clear these out and assume that that is actually updated. I don't know what is going on with my notification bar. It seems to have changed how it works in like the last 2 days. And now I'm very confused. I don't know why that one cut out. Oh, that one didn't cut out. Did I not open enough of these? Let's start back here again. So I don't know if it's just out of habit. I only opened 4 there in that middle set, and I was supposed to open 5 now. Imagining we just looked at this one. This is probably the one I just cleared everything out of. And then I want to say, don't think we looked at this one. Okay. So, Ryzen 7, 8 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3070. No! I accidentally hit a period, and which may give it the wrong code. Is this the one that I ran the, No. This one does not look like I tried to run the Warthog on this one. Let's see. So what are we doing here? We're going into PowerShell. I'm going to run as administrator. I don't think it matters if you run as administrator, but I think in general PowerShell just runs better if you're running it as an administrator up. And let's take those periods out. So this one is currently calculating. It's not in a job. It was in a job earlier, so this one should be updated. Let's clear all those out. I think it's updated, unless it tells me in here it's not. Yeah, we're going to say I think it's updated. So, yeah, 3070 currently calculating. Again, with the 64 gigabytes, I don't think we'll see anything in here above $1.30. Yeah, we're not going to see anything in here because I just turned it off and restarted PowerShell, so we can't see the last several days. Alright, so let's go to the next one. i5, 32 gigabytes, RTX 3060 Ti. And this one looks like it is currently doing a 10-cent job. Should be updated because I don't have any notifications. So the next one, i5, 64 core, RTX 3060. Looks like it's doing $1.30. And it's still in that $1.30 job. So it needs to get updated, but I will update it once the job is done. Let's go to the next one. Ryzen 5, 3600, 6 cores, 64 gigabytes. No, I don't think I ran this one on Warthog yet either. But I don't think I was thinking these 3600s were going to do much of anything with what I had from what I've seen. I think I need to run the newer Ryzen cards. So this is, yeah, Ryzen 5 3600, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3070 Ti. And this one is... looks like it's currently not doing anything. What I think happened here is I think this is the file log there split and started a new file log, so it can only go back to the beginning of the file log. It can't look into the previous file log. I think like every so much data, it just starts a new log. So this is a very imperfect way of checking things. But it is nice if you just leave it open and you can keep scrolling back up and go like, hey, at one point this was making $2.60. So, I mean, it's a good thing then this one has the 64 gigabytes of memory in it, so it can get paid more than just the $1.30. So, but right now it's not currently doing anything. I'm imagining it is up to date. Let's look on the sale thing here. This doesn't say it needs an update, right? Yeah, so I'm imagining it is up to date. And I think I forgot to clear all those out when I was doing it because it wasn't showing anything in here once I updated it. I don't know why. It changed. Alright, so this next one, i5, 6 cores, 32 gigabytes, RTX 3070. This one looks like it is currently doing a 10-cent job. And I'm imagining it is up to date. Maybe. Yeah, I'm imagining it's up to date right now. Don't have anything in there. This has been weird too. When I click on here, it is showing me another salad one with an error. And then that thing's immediately going away. I think that's trying to say because the salad one knows like it needed an update, but like it already got it. So it's just been weird. It's showing like a phantom error in there in the bottom little tab thing. Alright, so the next one, Ryzen 5, 3600, 6 core, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3060 Ti. This one is currently not running, so it should be updated already. Because I was looking at all this very regularly throughout the day, working pretty aggressively on trying to update everything as I saw stuff was idle. So you can see earlier it looked like it was running $1.30 for a little while, and then it was running $1.33 for a little while. So you can see some variance in pay on jobs. That's probably just a difference in how much memory they were paying for, or whether they're buying 1 core or 2 cores. CPU, let's go to the next one. This one's i7. It's a 10-year-old i7, 16 gigabytes, RTX 3060. It is currently doing a 10-cent job. Boo. I wonder if I can turn this integrated graphics off. I wonder. You go into salad. What does it show on performance? Does it show the integrated graphics? It does show the integrated graphics. I wonder if that integrated graphics is messing anything up. I don't know. I'm not aware of any of my other machines necessarily that have the integrated graphics in there like that, where it's that noticeable. But I don't know. Doesn't look like it is. I'll have to take a look at that later and continue to monitor that. But it looks like it is currently up to date and not doing anything. So let's go to the next one. i3, 4 cores, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3070. This one looks like it's currently not doing anything, so it should be up to date. Nope, this one is not up to date. When is this from? 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago it says it couldn't reach the internet. I believe it's the only one that had that error. So, I don't know. I don't know what is up with that. So this one, i3, 4 cores, 32 gigabytes, RTX 3080. This one looks like it's trying to pick up a job. Did it pick up a job or no? It might be doing $1.30 right now. And it might not. Just to find out later. That's all 30 machines. I cannot wait until they go back to having the GUI working correctly so we can check stuff out a lot quicker and easier. But I think right there we're checking. It's 38 minutes. So it might have been at 35 cents when we started. 35 cents every 15 minutes. And then it went down to like $28. So there probably was quite a couple of things that were running when we started that looked like they had stopped in the middle of checking. So yeah, I think sale looks like it's going the right direction. Hopefully everything works. We'll find out more probably in the next one because I don't think I'm going to do much real tinkering. I do need to check that one RAM stick. Other than that, I don't think I'm going to do much real tinkering with it. We'll just see. I'll update the machines as I need updating and check on everything like that. I think yeah, probably get another video coming pretty soon to go back through and go through everything out in the server closet. And I'm thinking that's pretty much it. If you're getting error messages, make sure you're on the new Windows driver, and I would recommend checking your machines to see if they're idle before you update to the new version, not just updating everything to the new version, just because you don't want to go from making, from having a handful of jobs running or having a job running to not having any work running anymore at all. Try to check up on it slowly and upgrade stuff where you see it's idle. So those would be my helpful tips. That's all I really got for this one. So if you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, come on back. I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully I can do the next one a lot faster because that went way too long. There's no reason for it to take that long. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.